fun little eagle ago.
All right, well, this morning we're gonna get started down at the dam, and we started yesterday at the bridge, and this day we're gonna start at the dam, and hopefully we'll have a little better results this morning. And it gives you a feel for how beautiful it is here this morning. There's Doug making some selections. All right, well, 2 fish so far today. I've hooked like 10 and had a ton of them pop off. I need to work on my setting, and I need to work on my fish playing, how I bring them in. That'll a little bit be driven by, I got to get a couple of better fishermen to go fishing with me and figure out what I'm doing wrong. But man, I've had at least 6 fish on the line, reeling them in and then lose them, have them pop off. Not keeping enough tension or something, but a couple of fish on the day. Not even 8 o'clock yet. Great start. Should be able to limit today. Awesome day. It's like 50 degrees, clear blue skies, sunny, absolutely gorgeous out here. Crisp in the morning. That haze is kind of all burned off, and now it's just clear and beautiful. There's not many people out here today. It's awesome. Good day fishing. All right, well, Sarah and her dad found a place that we have not been fishing before. Surprisingly, it's not like a hidden spot or anything, just kind of across from the dam. So we're gonna go check that out. I've never seen this before, but they said it's some really pretty water. Hopefully we'll be productive and catch a couple of fish. Let's go check it out. So Sarah found this pretty idyllic piece of the spring, or of the creek, river, and it is really pretty, as you can tell. Super clear. The only thing is, I don't know if I see any fish, so I don't know if you can see, but I've just got a prince nymph under a wool New Zealand indicator. I've got a 5-weight 9-foot rod. This is the Scientific Anglers Infinity Amplitude trout line. It's weight forward. I've got a Lamson liquid reel. This is the 4 to 5 weight reel, and then this is a Redington Path. This is just like a basic starter rod, and this is, like I said, it's a 9-foot 5-weight. I wear Sims. These are the tributary waders. This is kind of their entry level wader, kind of their lowest level down. I've got Corker's Devil's Canyon wading boots, which I really do like. They've got the boa closure system. That's been fantastic. As I may have mentioned a little bit earlier, I absolutely love my Golden Trout Lanyards Game Changer 2 lanyard. I've made a bunch of changes to mine in the way I kind of set it up, but it works really well for me. I normally carry just a pair of nippers on some paracord around my neck, and then I've just got my hemostats clipped to my shirt. That tends to work if I'm not wearing my waist pack. So also carrying a Patagonia Storm Surge 35-liter backpack. I use that for my camera gear and all the other stuff, water bottle and rain jacket and all the other things. But basically the core stuff is all on me all the time. I can get to my indicators, I can get to my flies, I can get to tippet, I can get to some floating. I've got a New Zealand indicator tool in here, and then like I said, I've got my hemos right here. So should have everything pretty much that I need to do most of the fishing that I want to do. I've also got some desk kit on my backpack if I really decide to go crazy with the dry fly fishing. All right, well, so far the water is really pretty. It's only been productive for Doug. He's got one fish. So far, I have not seen a fish. So I'm gonna kind of move on down. See if I can't bump into Sarah somewhere. She's probably put herself quite a ways away from us. Oh, I do see her walking towards me. So that probably means she's had the same luck as us. I don't see any fish on our streamer. All right, back over to one of our common spots at the dam. We're just below, right at the bridge. Different bridge, but the bridge nonetheless. This is where I caught a couple fish earlier today, so I'll give it a shot. Water's definitely down and slower than it was the last couple days. So here's a little rant to the camera. I understand that this is a trout park. I understand that it's public water and anybody can go anywhere and there's no spots. And you can't reserve anything, nor do you own anything down here. But when I say that, I also say, if there's an entire trout park of people or of water, don't go stand next to 8. Don't go sidle up to next to somebody else 10 feet away because that's your favorite spot. Just go fish somewhere else for a while and then come back when they're gone. I was just standing there, wide open, big area. Woman comes in and stands 8 feet away from me and starts fishing right upstream of me. I mean, just the definition of high-holing somebody. Super frustrating. But that's fishing at trout parks. You don't own anything, so don't take an attitude, just move along. Well, nothing I've tried so far is working, so I'm gonna switch plans, try a couple different flies that I haven't tried yet on this trip. Maybe come up with some sort of a dropper combo. I think I'm also gonna change my leader. This one's kind of mewed up at this point. See if we can make some changes that make some changes. Well, good morning, everybody. It's about 9 o'clock on Thursday, May 6th. It's absolutely perfect outside. The birds are chirping, the sun is shining. We're getting camp slightly broke down. Today's the final day of our adventure. Ooh, hold on there. Clean you off there. Today's the final day of our adventure down here at Montauk State Park, and we are gonna go fishing a little later on once Sarah wakes up, but for right now we are just focused on trying to kind of get camp slightly broken down. I'm going up to the shower house to use the restroom, and then we are going to make some breakfast and have some fun. I got some coffee, old school outdoors podcast, first cup I ever had, and we're having a good time. So let me ask you guys this: where is your favorite place to go fishing? Where's your favorite place to go camping? And do you RV camp it? Do you tent camp it? Or do you do something else? Because we're kind of new to this RV thing. We've only had it for about 1.5 years and 2 years, and it's slowly coming together. We finally got it to the point where I think we really like it. Once we kind of get things simplified today and Sarah's up and running, I'll show you the bus like kind of to its full extent and what we've done. It's pretty sweet. But for now, let's go fishing. I was kind of thinking about some of the things that we've learned in our first couple of years of RV camping, or just kind of state park camping in general. First, bring the essentials of what you think you need. If you think there's an ice machine, it'll be broken. If you think there's a laundry facility, it'll be broken. And I don't mean that as a crack against state parks, or certainly not against the state of Missouri. They do an incredible job here, and almost everything always works. But if you're relying on something to work, you're probably going to have a little case of Murphy's Law. So try to bring the things that you need, even in the case of like ice and things like that. But also don't go overboard, right? Really kind of stick to the basics and then slowly build from there as you figure out you need something. One of the things that I think a lot of people do, ourselves included, early on, is they think they got to have absolutely everything that they've ever owned or seen or thought about with them. And at the end of the day, really, you need a place to sleep, you need some food, and you need some kind of a couple ways to keep yourself entertained. But beyond that, you really don't need a ton. So minimize, but bring the things that you really need to have your day. So little stuff like that we've learned. You know, a lot of the awnings that you'll see when we first started coming are all kind of cocked over to one side. They're all kind of tilted. And that just means that when it rains, it actually runs off one side a lot easier. Kind of puts all of your drainage in one spot, which is good. And the last thing I think is to try and keep things where they go, right? Try and put things back where they go, because in a small space like an RV, at least has been our experience, you know, one of the things that Sarah got frustrated with early on was the fact that I would just really spread my stuff out when we got to camp, and I just constantly have, you know, junk all over the RV, just kind of spread out. And it really kind of got in the way of Sarah being able to do anything that she wanted to do, and I completely understand. I do it a little bit at home too. So in your RV, try and keep things put away the best that you can. It'll really maximize your living space and make it a lot more enjoyable while you're out there. So just a few of the things that came to mind while I was walking around the park this morning. Also, a pair of waterproof shoes of some kind, like some boots, some slip-on boots will make it easy to get in and out of your RV. And if it's misty or rainy out in the morning, you won't have to be worried about getting your toes wet or your shoes wet. If it's raining and there's puddles, you'll be in good shape. And then have a pair of sandals that you can use to wear around camp, or to wear in the water, or to take to the shower. So a cheap pair of flip-flops helps too. So just some thoughts that I came up with this morning. Hope that helps some of you. So the way that the schedule works here is typically each morning there's a bell, and that bell changes in time over the course of the fishing season, but as of right now it's 6:30. And because we don't typically eat a ton of breakfast at home in general, the normal schedule goes wake up, have some coffee. We normally bring some sort of a little pastry, like some mini blueberry muffins or some mini cinnamon buns or something, just a little sugar to kind of get you going, and a little carb in the morning. We'll have some coffee, we'll go out and fish. Then we'll come back to camp and kind of hang out for a while, maybe go out and fish one more time. We'll have sandwiches and chips, really basic, simple stuff, bologna and cheese, turkey, stuff like that for lunch. And then we do kind of our big cooking meal at night for dinner. So it keeps the amount of groceries that we've got to go through to a smaller amount, less stuff that we got to put in the refrigerator, less food that we're eating throughout the day, which is kind of where we're trying to reduce our weight. And you know, just kind of fits our schedule. Now everybody does it differently. If you get up and have a huge breakfast and then go fishing, or do that right after, that's awesome. I celebrate everybody's different way of doing it. And in fact, tell me what your schedule is. Tell me kind of how you schedule your meals throughout the day, and what your favorite camp meals are, because we're looking for some new ones. On this meal, or on this trip, we did kind of a Chipotle chicken with mango salsa one night for dinner. We did tacos with some leftovers and shrimp one night. We did some chili another night, and we had trout for the 4th night. So kind of a nice menu kind of across the board. But tell me what your favorite camp meals are if I haven't already asked you that. And then this morning we're doing kind of our final big breakfast, or our final meal is a big breakfast with biscuits and gravy. Doug makes great biscuits and gravy from scratch. So we're doing that here in camp. And then we're gonna go off on our final fishing adventure of the trip, pack up camp and get out of here. So it's been a fantastic trip. We're gonna be out of here by 2 o'clock today. It's about 10:30 right now. So we'll get this breakfast eaten, get packed up, and then go fishing. Yeah. We're down near the dam for our final fishing expedition of the day. Gotta say, over the course of this trip, been absolutely loving that Game Changer 2. I know I've said it a few times now, but man, oh man, has it really aided in my ability to make quick changes in my rigging and my approach. Pretty much gives me everything I need. Only thing I don't have right now is some split shot, but I think I can add that in a little dangler of some kind. So loving it so far. Thanks, Steve. Oh, look at that. Seems like a good fish. Oh yeah, that's a big fish. All right, well, Sarah caught a fish, Doug caught a couple of fish, which means he limited out for the day, so he kind of took it easy for the rest of the hour, and I caught nothing, but I rigged up a couple of different things. I had some fun, saw a water snake, enjoyed the day. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. We're done with the fishing adventure. We're heading back. We're gonna load the last few bits of things up, and we're out of here. So thanks so much for joining. We'll see you on the next one.